Years ago, a lady told me, "You must learn to project." I said, "Project what?" "Your voice." And it's been a very good lesson for me. So I'm here to tell you a story of what happened to me in the last 52 years. It's easy for you to guess my age when I tell you that. But it's a journey of art and passion and perseverance and looking into the future without really knowing what the future was all about. I'm referring to 1971, when I had just done my undergraduate and I was very keen to start an art gallery. And what motivated me to start Cymroza Art Gallery? I had a moral responsibility to fulfill to my fellow artists. And I decided that once I graduated, and I graduated in English literature and a minor in French, and I was also a painter who had been through 3 years of the School of Art. And when I asked the leading galleries in Bombay if I could have an exhibition, they said, "No, you have to exhibit somewhere before we give you a space." So what came first, the chicken or the egg? And I said, well, I'll look for a space. I was very, very fortunate that I had a space in a property which was not really the art circle or the art mile as we know it today around Kalagora area in the city of Bombay, Mumbai as we now know it. So with this space, I decided I would open the gallery and throw it open to young people. So the gallery was called Cymroza Art Gallery, and in '71, we were to open on Independence Day, and prior to that, I had gone around to several artists asking for loan of works to have my first exhibition. And when I went to see the late sculptress, Pilu Pochkhanawala, she said that no way can you start a gallery with a modern gallery, a contemporary gallery, with old English font as your letterhead. Go back, design something new. And this is what I did. I caught hold of a very nice young man called Anando Natkarni, and I said, "Anando, Pilu Pochkhanawala has thrown out old English font. I need a font for the gallery." And we designed this font. And what does Cymroza stand for? It stands for my brother. I think you saw his, I can't move this, my brother. His name is Cyrus. So CY went into Cyrus. M is my mother, Meeta, who actually thought this up, and I'll tell you why in a moment. My father, who's on my right, Pheroza, R-O-Z, and Pheroza, the A. What was happening in many parts of the world, people were using names like Sunshine, Miniland to start their new enterprises. And we didn't want that happening to a fledgling art gallery where there'll be a gallery with the same name in South Bombay, North Bombay, and other parts of the nation. And I thought it was a very good coinage of the name, and we started with Cymroza. And that's me when I was 23 years old. Very versatile alphabet. we could use anything. The M became an E. The R became a P, and I won't go any further because it'll take up too much of the time. And we need to talk about what sustained me. I threw this gallery open to young people my age who had nowhere to exhibit, absolutely nowhere. And I said, we will start here. I will give you a platform. I've asked this question many times, but why did you go to the senior artists for your first show? I said I needed to be recognized, I needed to be helped, and every one of them came forward willingly. So it was boundless passion, perseverance, and the possibilities that art could offer people in their 20s who had just finished from the School of Art. This artist, Rekha Radwitya, as we speak, there's an exhibition going on in the city of Mumbai, which opened yesterday evening at another gallery, where she came and she saw the collection we had collected over the years of her work when she was absolutely unknown. 52 of the works, she said, I'm taking them all for my show. I said, go ahead and do it. It's really proved to me that we believed in you, hate to use the word, invested in you, and you're really flying high today as an international artist. The late Giv Patel, he too came, saw things at Cymroza, and gave me the courage to be experimental in poetry, in theater, because we had everything going on in the gallery. After 8 p.m., we invited people in, and they could perform, sing, read their poetry, have debates, discussions, lectures, whatever you liked. We even showed films like the black and white battleship Potemkin and things like that, so that the film crowd also had a platform. The great R.K. Lakshman, we were so blessed to have his exhibition. Manjeet Baba, another well-known artist who had never exhibited in Bombay till he was about 40 years old. And he said, will you do it? I said, of course, we'll have to do your show. You're such a well-respected and loved figure in the city of Mumbai. So it was always commitment, dedication, who we exhibit, why we exhibit, and developed a rapport with the artists. Two things that our gallery specialized in, which was good for me. One was printmaking, and we had successful exhibitions of that, and the other is ceramics. Ceramics was considered a craft, not art. There's a big debate internationally, but that is changing in our country as well. And she's one of the leading ceramists that we have, educated and worked out of Baroda, Jyotsna Bhatt. So the whole ceramic ambiance of having ceramics, whether they were from a rural area like Bhadravati or from a studio area like Baroda, they came forward, and today the ceramics are a recognized art form, and India is participating in biennales and triennales for ceramics. There's one going on in Delhi as we speak. It's a triennale hosted by India for ceramics. And coming back, when we celebrated 50 years, two galleries, one is Pandol's and the other is Chatterjee and Lal, said, you are not doing such a big exhibition in your small space. They invited me to come and exhibit it in their space. So on the right is the Pandol Art Gallery, and many young people came and were saying, we've never seen these ceramics. So I know what's going to happen. The price of ceramics is going to go up. But what an education to see artists who are no longer with us, and to see printmaking of artists. Printmaking is a very, very important part of the art curriculum. And these are Nelly's tapestries. We were lucky that we had a large collection, and we loaned them to Chatterjee and Lal for the display. And in Cymroza, we only kept the archival work, which is what I've collected today, and I'm trying to present to all of you. These are legends. Mario Miranda, the cartoonist, he had gone to Israel and he'd done a whole series of cartoons on Israel, and we opened our doors to him and we exhibited him, and on his right is the famous art critic, Dom Moraes, who recited his poetry at Cymroza. And then we have the younger lot, Anju and Atul Dodia, and Sen Kapadia, the architect, talking to Krishnamachari Bose. You'll probably say, Krishnamachari Bose? Like this? I said, yes. Today he is running the Kochi Muzeres Biennale in Kochi. And Bose was a good friend, is a good friend, a painter, and was visiting Cymroza during an exhibition by a South Indian artist, and there they were. So it's always been someone who's coming back into the gallery, having their roots. We grew together, and we're friends together. The late Django Nicholson, a great collector of contemporary Indian art, always passionately wanted a museum of his own. He didn't see it in his lifetime, but now the Django Nicholson Art Foundation is part of the Prince of Wales Museum, the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vastru Sangralaya in Mumbai, and he's talking to a weaver. So we had people who are doing tapestry who came out of NID. They used to work for the mills, they designed for the mills, but their passion was portraying their art, their craft. And it's not a craft, it really is an art form, tapestry weaving. And you can see one of Roshan's, and she was trained by the famous weaver that we had, Mrs. Nellie Setna. Sometime in 1989, I wanted to get back to academics. So, and my interest was in printmaking, which is a very, very old tradition the world over. But I focused on British artists who came to India and explored this country and did lots of topographical views. All the early views we have of the Taj Mahal were done by artists like Hodges and Daniels. They were not in the form that we see them today with nice Mughal manicured lawns. They were in a jungle. They had a lot of foliage around them. So our link to topography and our monuments came from these artists. We had miniature paintings, and then we seemed to jump forward to contemporary art. What was there in between? There was this entire British school of art with Indian ateliers, artists working for themselves and for the masters who produced these wonderful views. And this is my colleague, Pauline Rohatgi, and myself, who then went on to write several books on this subject, had several exhibitions, and what you see is a view of all the artwork that we had. We decided we need to share it. So we donated a large part of the collection to the Prince of Wales Museum for the Prints and Drawings Gallery. And this is the inaugural exhibition on what? The city of Bombay, of course, followed by Calcutta, on postcards, and now we have some other exhibitions coming about the mountains and the rivers and the cities of India. A senior artist who does black and white photography of insurgency times in Manipur. Another young art photographer. It seems to be photography is very current and very in, and I'm passionate about that too. This is a young artist, Tejal Pandey, intimate distances. What you see close is a pipe. Behind that, it's not a pipe, it's a gramophone, old gramophone. Parting of Ways, another photography exhibition. And what opened yesterday? The Lost River, it's the Ganges, it's Banaras. We're very conscious of environment with our exhibitions. The mess that goes into the Ganges, upstream, downstream, does nothing for this beautiful river. And the icon of Banaras sits in the middle of its flow. So this artist has taken again the photography technique and exhibiting. You can't step into a river twice. You have to clean it you shouldn't dirty it to begin with. So coming back, embracing change, lots of collaborative work, partnership. Partnership for me is very important, and I've maintained my association with all my partners. Documentation, preservation, conservation, solace in creativity, because it's a very inward-looking thing, creativity. And continue learning, which is what everybody should do. Because we are in the present, we look to the future, but we build our strengths by standing firmly on our past. So thank you very much. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you.